So where's everyone from? Where have people gardened before?
Seattle.
Seattle, okay. Rain.
Jersey.
Jersey, oh, the Garden State, right on. Where else?
Maryland.
Where at?
Maryland.
Really, Maryland? I was born in Fairfax, Virginia. Yeah, DC area. Right here, over here. Michigan, you'll like it down here. We have lots of Michigan, lots of Chicago, lots of folks from that part of the country. Chicago, lots of influence. Maine, come on, you Californians, you know we love you. There we go. You get all this bad rap. You see that we're from everywhere. We're from everywhere. So everyone blames the Californians for, yeah, but nah, we love Californians. So my boy, we did a corporate stint up in Sacramento, Folsom, Roseville. The boys were born in Roseville, so if you know that area, just 100 miles. Basically east of San Francisco. My corporate office is in San Francisco, and I ran the Northern California thing. I set up as a kid out of college. I set up credit bureaus. So my job was go start businesses for other companies, start credit bureaus, track how you paid your bills, create a database, and then sell it back to banks and make money that way. Boring. So, and I love gardening, but then Northern California, some of the best gardening ever. You could throw anything. I could throw this cup out there and it would start to grow. I mean, it's just so nice. It ain't so here, so it's different. So we gotta be more exact. So gardening for newcomers. The goal of this class, this is kind of like 30,000 feet. We're gonna glide over and just give you the high points. We may go into details. I've left some room for some questions, interactions. With this big a group, I mean, there's like 40 or 50 of us. I don't know how much we're going to be able to interact. We'll see. I want to cover the highlights. Here's what I want to go over. Zones, soil, sun, veggies, herbs, critters. There's so many critters, we can't go over all of them. There's a whole class just for critters. Water irrigation, that's a big topic. It will create a lot of buzz. You'll just have to listen and believe. We'll go over that. There's a whole class on nothing but irrigation. Again, this is 30,000 feet. We can't go deep. We'll have to just go superficial planting. We got to go into that pretty deep on how to plant here in mountain soils, just to increase your game. Humidity, and then I got a book that I wrote last year. I'm going to email it to you, so we'll get that out. I wrote a book on low maintenance landscape. It goes over irrigation, how to control weeds, and how to deal with rock lawns. It's kind of the basics of how to water, how to just be able to travel, not be a slave to your yard. There's a way to work with the environment, which is kind of what we're covering here. I think it'll go into multi-page details, all the photos. It's pretty good and it's all local. It's not something just downloaded from Google. It's actually, I wrote it for here, this zone. Now let's go over zones. Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, Paulden, Prescott. I'd say all the way out to Cordes Junction. Once you come up Black Canyon City, that highway, you plateau, and you're up here at the higher elevation, God's country, we're all the same zone. Yeah, but Ken, I'm at 5,000 foot. Well, I'm at 5,400 foot. I hear all these footages, and I don't care. We're all the same, okay? We're all in this boat together. We are a zone 6. USDA says specifically, 6B is in boy. We flirt strongly with zone 7 though. You see a lot of zone 7 plants here. And I just got any gardeners out there getting your garden books? This just came in the mail. I don't know why I'm on their list. Southern Living, plant collection. I get some extra stuff just because I'm kind of a garden celebrity. They use me as a way to talk or promote. Or Ken, try this. See what's your USDA zones. You'll see this map with different colors. All that says is cold hardiness. That's all it's telling you. Will the plant go sub-zero? We need plants that can go to 0 degrees. That's zone 6, okay? Zone 7 is we need plants to go to 10 degrees. So depending on your elevation, what has more to do with your zone is, are you on a south-facing hill or are you on a north-facing? North's gonna be, you can see where the cold is, where the snow is hanging out. That's a little bit colder. And in your neighborhood, no matter where it is, Prescott Valley, you think it's as flat as a pancake. It's not. Cold air settles in the dry washes, hot air will warm. Warm air rises. And so the south-facing hill warms up faster. Your best gardens are going to be on the east side because it warms up very quickly. and it rotates over. So I find my best plants are grown direct east and west, depending on what I plant. So those are kind of half-day sun. That's what that is. So first thing in the morning, then it gets a little break, or it's a break through the middle of the day, and it warms up at the end of the day. That's just personal, what I've found works here at this elevation. So that's our zones. You got to get that. We got to go over frost dates. So on average, this is 100 years of data. Mother's Day is what the locals use as the last frost date. That's the first week in Saturday, or in May. So that Saturday in May, that's kind of our average. Now here's a funny thing about averages. It's never on Mother's Day. 50 of those years, it was middle of April was the last frost. The other 50 was middle of May. So, but the average is Mother's Day. Generally speaking, that's pretty close. Just if you're going to be tempted, trust me, the weather's going to get really, really nice. I mean, it's kind of nice now. We're lightly dressed. It's not like the Midwest, but it's really going to get nice in March. But we're not done with the cold yet. I mean, you're thinking it's going to be, you'll be tempted. You'll be in going, Ken, where are the tomatoes? I want them now. Give them. You'll be at the box stores going, they got them. Let's plant them. Don't do that to yourselves. Well, I'm going to give you all that dating. But just know that your frost, you're at high risk until the first part of May. Yeah, but Ken, I live in Prescott Valley. Okay, I think yours is May 5th instead of May 8th. Oh, I'm in Chino. I think you're May 11th. We're all basically, we use Mother's Day as the date. The first frost, when does it start to get cool? Usually we're using Halloween as the marker. So I think it's actually October 28th. Depending on which city you're in, but basically it's about Halloween. You're going to get that first cool night. Now, again, average. It could be middle of October. It could be, often it's middle of November. But on average, it's kind of that last week in October. Okay, so we got all the periphery, just kind of the core stuff done. You should know those dates. Soil. I don't know if you've dug lately, but we don't have soil. There is no topsoil. And any topsoil that you had, as soon as they broke ground, they took the backhoe and scraped off all that topsoil, put your footers in, put the driveway, got it going, and you have nothing in your soil. Literally, many of this is unique to the mountains of Arizona. Many of you are gardening in dead soil. Literally, it's dirt. You might be able to get a shovel into it, you might not. But there's no microorganisms, there's no fungi, there's no worms. You won't find a single thing in that soil. It's dead. You're going to have to revitalize or put some new vigor back into the soil before it will actually start growing stuff. And here's the indication of I planted in dead soil. I put the boxwood in the ground 3 years ago, and it has not grown at all. The plant just doesn't take, it doesn't grow. It just sits there and looks at you, mocks you almost as a gardener. It's very frustrating. It's because the soil, there's no reason for that plant to grow into the soil. There's nothing there for them. A plant needs to see a soil. It's not just dirt. A plant wants to see living organisms. There's some symbiotic things that happen. I won't go into all the soil science, which I know, but just trust me, you're going to need to probably add some organics to your soil. That's mulches, manures, that kind of stuff. You're going to need to add some of that. As soon as you add some compost to that planting bed, the flower bed, the vegetables, the trees, well, whatever, as soon as you add some organics, all of a sudden things come, just like that. So birds will come in pecking around at it. You'll see worms show up. I don't know where they come from. They just magically show up. They just start happening. And so you're going to need to activate that soil. This is really important.